Hey, this is Tyler with TJX Survival. A little while ago, I went out and did a demo video of this awesome Leuukeu knife, and my footage did not come out. It was all fuzzy. So we're gonna recover some of this. I'm gonna mix it together and show you what my thoughts are on it. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so I went and I filmed, and I used this Leuukeu knife, and it performed great. But let me tell you first, what's a Leuukeu knife? Well, the Sami people of Finland, we're talking about the indigenous people that run around on reindeer and have been living up in the nasty coldness for thousands and thousands and hundreds and thousands of years. They basically made knives that either come, for the most part, in a puukko, like this, or a Leuukeu. And essentially, this is all that they ever use. This is their fine wood carving knife, and this is their chopper. So a friend of mine named Harry England, who makes these custom from scratch, made this puppy right here. He made this guy out of, this is antler from a reindeer, this is birch rings and more antler, and then the nice big high carbon stainless steel, high carbon steel, not stainless. So a big high carbon blade. So why a Leuukeu? Well, we constantly get this argument about a one knife option. What would I use if I have one knife? And I think, first off, you shouldn't just have one knife, but if you do, the answer is going to be a bigger chopper like this for a lot of different reasons. I can choke up close, be able to carve closely with it. I can do fine whittling. I can draw a knife with it. I can baton with this puppy. I can chop with this puppy. And stopping on the chopping, I was shocked at how well this type of a knife works. Now, I love a hatchet. I prefer a hatchet. Machetes are decent. Golocks are great as well. But I could not believe how well this knife chopped. The only thing that I can think that causes it to chop is it has that extra meat right up in the tip of that blade. The thing that caused it to chop so well, I should say. But the interesting thing to me is I can compare the depth of penetration with this almost equally with the hatchet. So with this knife, it's actually fairly lightweight because there isn't a lot of weight in the handle. It's got a lot of forward weight. Now, I've been feather sticking this wood earlier, but with this knife, see, 2 chops and I've already got a big chunk taken right out of there. So normally I want to put this up against a tree or something, right? So in chopping with it, that functioned almost as well as a hatchet. That was what was shocking to me. So this knife gives you the ability to run similar to a hatchet and then turn around and feather stick like a smaller blade. So I'm getting big, long chunks off because I can choke real high. That gives me more leverage to throw these nice big long curls off, okay? If I don't do it too ugly. Normally you want to get on the ground and do this, and I chop them all off. But anyway, so normally what you're going to do is get a little bit of a hard angle, you're going to carve all the way down, and then end with a little bit of a harder angle. And that gives you the ability to give these long, big curls. Now, just because I drop one of those big long curls on the ground doesn't mean I'm not going to use it. So once I get a nice big chunk of feather sticks with a knife like this, I can turn around and add those big pieces to the stuff that I'm making here. Wow, this is impressive. So it's a knife that I can chop with and a knife that I can make big paper thin chunks of feather stick with. That is a rare thing. Usually you get one or you get the other, and that's why I'm so stoked to be showing a Leuukeu like this. All right, guys. So this thing chops well, it batons well, it does feather sticks well. You can choke high and skin with it should you need to. Ideally, you would use a smaller knife, but you can do that. And for the ultimate type of outdoorsman knife, I really think it's going to be 2, a chopper and a small knife. Now, these are basically my ideal winter knives. So I've got this larger chopper that I can use to process wood from large to small. I can still do a lot of the feather sticking with it. And then I've got a smaller smaller puukko. Anyway, guys, that's a quick review on this guy. It was made by Harry England. Thank you for sending me this knife. I think it's an outstanding knife, and I'm going to use the crap out of it. And if this has been valuable to you, please hit the subscribe button below. Leave any comments you have, any stories, anything you want to share about the Leuukeu knife and the puukkos. And thank you for watching TJack Survival.